My name's Carl Hinder and you're listening to the Salon Help Good to Go podcast, the podcast for salon and spa owners who are looking to grow. The only thing stopping you is you. Episode 24, Massive, Not Passive. Massive, not passive, guys. Look, this is a huge motto of mine, as well as being the name of my Salon membership group. So I want to talk you through my membership group. I want to talk to you about what massive, not passive really means in the world of business. So first of all, massive, not passive is more affectionately known by the members as MNP. Maybe it's not affection, maybe it's just a lot easier to call it MNP, but massive, not passive. Now, I named it that because it's my kind of ethos, if you like, when it comes to business. I always believe that we should take massive amounts of action. It's a kind of principle, if you like, as opposed to, passive action, which means really waiting or procrastinating or thinking about taking some action at some stage, where massive action means you take a lot more action than you even think you need to. So it's kind of like an ethos. It's an ethos in my life. It's an ethos in my coaching. It's an ethos in everything that I do. So massive, not passive. That's the name of my membership group and has been for the last 2 or 3 years. If you're someone who wants to take action, because most business people that I know want to be better, and sometimes they just don't know where to start. They just don't know what the priorities are. Or sometimes they don't actually know what the key thing is. But if you're someone who wants to take action, but you haven't got things quite right at the moment, and you know there's room for growth, there's room for financial development, you need to join my group. And it will definitely help you, because I'm going to be there to help you as well. I only open the membership once a year, and last week I opened it live, if you like, on the podcast. The podcasters were the first to actually know about this. I opened it. We've had lots of people come and join us, which is absolutely fantastic. But guys, I should tell you, it is actually closing tomorrow. Actually, it closes on Tuesday. So if you listen to this on Sunday, it's going to close on Tuesday. If you listen to this on Monday, well, you better hurry up, because it's closing on Tuesday. If you listen to this at a later date and you're thinking, I'm sorry I missed that, please email me, info@salon-help.co.uk. I can tell you when it's opening. I can get you on the waiting list. There's all sorts of things that I can help you with. So don't just end the podcast right now and say, well, I missed that, because there's a lot more information that I would love you to know about. Please continue listening. You're going to be able to find the link in the show notes, okay? But let me finish the podcast first. If you caught last week's podcast, I was telling all the podcasters last week that the worst thing in business, in my opinion, and I'm going back now, all of my business life, if you like, whenever I was working on my own, and it didn't matter if I had a lot of staff, it didn't matter if I had management, it didn't matter if I had a lot of staff or a training company, I think working alone, making business decisions alone, sometimes maybe being afraid to make business decisions because you got no one to validate it. I think that's one of the most difficult things to do in your business. Asking friends and family is no real substitute for getting good, non-emotional business advice. Being around positive business people is really powerful. The saying, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Well, I guess it's like that in the group as well. We have got some very smart people in the group, which means that we can all learn from each other. You can't get that outside of a formal membership group. You can't get that unless you're turning up face to face somewhere. You're not going to get it in a free group, that's for sure, because nobody there is really interested or really invested in themselves. Of course, it's not just about having great people around you. You've got to really look at the things that are challenges for us. And in one of my podcasts recently, I talked about overwhelm, because it doesn't matter whether you were in business 5 weeks ago, 5 years ago, or whether, you've been in business for 45 years. At some point, you are going to be overwhelmed by the workload, even if you're bringing it on yourself, even if it's because you're super ambitious or you can see opportunity. the workload can create a level of overwhelm. Now, in the group, we have an extra, if you like, or an additional facility to work with me on accountability. So yes, there will be group members involved, but you'll get to work with me on accountability. And what I do in that session is to try and reduce your workload from the many, many things that you have to deal with all the time down to 1 or 2 a week, and try and bring some meaning to what you're trying to achieve. That way, you're going to feel better. Honestly, you're going to feel better very, very quickly, because you're going to start to achieve things. You're going to start to see some results. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to show you if you join the membership, or click on the link in the show notes, because it actually shows the accountability section separately, so you can read a little bit more about it. Now, when you're thinking through memberships, you can't avoid the obvious question and the obvious benefit, right? Which is memberships are just super, super, super cost effective. And again, I did a podcast on this. They are the middle ground that works for nearly every single person. Whether you're looking for specific information, whether you're looking for the support of a coach, whether you're looking for a community, whether you're looking for a social aspect, it has absolutely something for everyone. Because if you look at a membership and you compare my membership, if you like, with a one-to-one session, right? So the membership, by the way, is $59.95. That includes VAT, and that's monthly, and there's no contract. Don't worry about it, guys. There's no contracts. You want to come in for a month and go, you can. I wouldn't like you to. I'd love you to stay for as long as you need to develop and grow your business. But, that is relatively low price when you compare to how much time you get with me each month. In fact, I was saying to someone recently who had mentioned the price. I said $59.95, which is a whole month of membership and all of the videos and all of the podcasts and everything, would currently get you 8 minutes with me in person. So if you want me to come to your salon, $59.95 or £60 would get you 8 minutes with me. So you've got to work out, haven't you, in terms of value. Now, of course, if I come to your salon, we're going to be working on different projects, and we are going to get a bigger return much more quickly. It's very, very different. It's not fair, really, to compare them, but I do want you to understand what you're getting for your money. Most people who kind of grasp this, these aren't my words at all, but the other members who are telling people outside the group, they're saying, that's kind of for some places one service or two services. So you rock up in your salon and your first service or your first two services of the month, and the membership is paid for. And that way you've got security, haven't you? You've got security around you. You've got a business blanket of people and a coach helping you in so many ways. And don't forget, when it comes to the cost as well, if you are VAT registered, you're going to be able to claim the VAT back. But even if you're not, you're still going to be able to use this as a genuine business expense. And that's going to have a tax benefit for you as well, because this comes under the education category. So, it's not coming out of your personal pocket, guys. It comes out of your business as an investment. Now, I know it's more about what you're getting than the money, but some people are, conscious about the money, and certainly until they're in the group and understanding what's happening, less of a problem once you're starting to develop your business. But think about it. You get an award-winning coach at the end of your fingertips. I'm going to answer all of your questions in the group. Yeah, sure, the members will, but I'm always around to make sure that you get that backup as well. You get access to my academy, which will have somewhere between 80 and 120 videos in there, and you'll get them on day one. So I'm not going to hold back. You can go in, then you can just see them all straight away. You can spend, the first 2 weeks just watching every single video if you like, and I'll give you access to our private podcast. Okay, nobody else outside of the group can get access to this podcast. And the kind of stuff you're going to get your hands on is everything that we do. Maybe we haven't covered every single thing in the world, but honestly, 80 to 120 videos, 80 to 120 podcasts we're going to have things covered. We got special guests covering things. We will be talking about human resources. We'll be giving you advice on contracts, on how to get clients, on how to retail, how to develop your business. There's lots of open sessions. So there's lots and lots of things that you get access to from day one. Sure, you're there now listening on the podcast. Hopefully you're taking this in. Hopefully you're reaching for that link. But if you don't believe everything I'm saying, or if you don't understand everything I'm saying, let me just take a moment to read a testimonial out to you. Now listen, I'm reading this as we go, so bear with me. So this is from Tanya, and it says this: having had a business for 30 years, you'd think I'd know it all, laugh out loud. But what can I say? Working with Carl and MNP has helped me grow my business to levels I didn't think possible. I know I've gone from working behind the chair 5 days a week to 1 day, and that's just choice, as I still love doing hair. My business is taking more money and my staff are earning more, so they are really happy too. Why did I choose Carl over other coaches? Because I like his straight talking, no nonsense style. I know if I need him, he'll be there, whatever the time. The other reason is MNP, at last, a network of amazing people in my industry, all willing to help each other. And what more could you want? Now, I appreciate I could have read that out a bit better, but the screen was too far away from me to go too fluid. But you get the idea. That's a really and if you come into the group, you can meet Tanya and you can see that everything is genuine. There's lots of testimonials in the group that have been put up recently, so I'm very, very grateful for that as well. I know that lots of people will be listening to this. Lots of people are thinking about joining the group, and lots of people will also be putting off, maybe delaying, maybe procrastinating, whatever it is, joining the group because you think you haven't got the time, all right, to access it. And I understand that we've all got families, etc., etc., etc. But we came up with another solution, and our members absolutely love this. And it is our private podcast. I mentioned it earlier, but it's only for members and it's on our app. So if you leave the group, by the way, you don't get access, and it's not available on things like Spotify. It's our private app. It ends up on your phone. You can access it at any time. So if you're in the gym, you're in the garden, or in the staff room, or whatever you're doing, you're going to be able to keep up with the latest stuff, or you can dive into the archive, all right? So it's one of the best things that we've done in the last year is introduce a podcast. So you get everything on video, you get everything live, you get everything on podcast, you get special sessions, you can have accountability. You know, it's an amazing resource for you to grow and develop yourself as a person, grow and develop your business. Now, it's all very well going on and on and on about all the great business things, but, there's more to life than that as well. And one of the big focal points of my life, for that matter, but the focal points for the group has been the interpersonal reactions, or interpersonal actions, if you like, because I also believe that we must have a social activity, or a networking, if you like. Networking is what? Part business, part socializing. So last year, and again this year, we had a presentation in Cardiff Castle. Okay, include a presentation. We had dinner. We had Andrew Bourne. You might have seen the guy that he's been on the TV a lot recently. He was on Britain's Got Talent. We really pride ourselves on making this much more than a group where you pay your money and answer a few business questions. If you join now, you're going to get an invite to come to our event in Cardiff as well. So that's going to be on the 1st of October. I can't tell you everything about it because there's lots of surprises, but I promise you it'll be a networking event that you will never forget. So whatever you want, maybe you're just looking for inspiration, a chance to be around positive people. Maybe you just want to reduce your overwhelm. Maybe you want to grow your sales. I hope you want to grow your sales. That's the thing we do best. Maybe it's about having professional contacts. Maybe it's about a great social event. Maybe it's about other things for you as well. Whatever your reason, please hit the link now, because unfortunately We close again tomorrow, and then we close for another year. I wouldn't want you to be outside whilst everyone else is on the inside working on their business. I really appreciate your support. Come on, guys, come and join Massive Not Passive. And that's all, guys. Thank you for joining me on the Salon Help Good to Go podcast. Now, please dive into the show notes, hit those links, join Massive Not Passive. Maybe you can leave a review, let other salon owners know that we are here every Sunday night at 4 p.m. And of course, I will see you on the next episode.